G'day and welcome to This International Student Life. We tell stories and our story is international student education in Melbourne, Australia. And today we have an extremely special presentation for you in this live stream episode of This International Student Life. We are going to be looking at a very interesting and serious topic that was reported on in the Australian media. Indian students banned or limited as Australian unis crack down on bogus applicants. Now this is a very important subject for international students to be aware of, especially if you're thinking about coming to Australia to study and live in Melbourne. But we are going to take a short, quick break and just feature some footage from the welcome to the City of Melbourne by the Melbourne Lord Mayor, Sally Capp, a welcome event in March 2023, which Wise Words Media, This International Student Life is produced by Wise Words Media, which we attended, a free event for all international students, welcoming them to Melbourne, held at the Queen Victoria Market, an iconic and famous tourist and destination for locals, where the Lord Mayor, Sally Capp, welcomed international students to Melbourne, Australia. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
And we are absolutely delighted to be with you tonight for this very special Queen Victoria Market night market, which is all about welcoming our international students. Students over the last 3 years, and we've also been so grateful to those who stayed for persisting and showing so much resilience. Our latest stats show that there are 138,000 international students back in Victoria, which is 92% of pre-pandemic levels. Because international students aren't just valuable on our campuses and in our tertiary institutions, they're fantastic customers and consumers, they're wonderful participants and volunteers, they're incredible workers in our local businesses particularly, and this is about setting up relationships for the long term. If you are an international student, could you please put your hand up?
Yes, hello.
Volunteers to compete.
G'day and welcome back to This International Student Life. We tell stories and our story is international student education in Melbourne, Australia, produced by Wise Words Media. We are based in Melbourne, Australia, and we are an honest broker of information about international student education here in Melbourne. We are a purely independent business here in Melbourne, providing professional services, and we do not receive any funding from any government body or any university or any other organisation, so you can be sure that we are an honest broker of information, that we are truly independent. So today we have a very what will probably be a lengthy live stream episode, because this topic was raised in local media here in Melbourne and around Australia, and we felt that it was warranted a very extensive review, because our audience is of course international students and their parents, and also education professionals around the country and also the world, because our audience is global. So let's just briefly sum up how we'll be going about this live stream, and it will be available for replay later on, also as a podcast. And so what we're going to do is briefly introduce the topic and just let you know what it's all about and why it may or may not concern you. This International Student Life has a growing global audience, both in Australia and also in India and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, Southeast Asia. So we're sure that a lot of our audience will be very interested in this topic, and we'll then go through the key points, and then we'll take a short break, and then we'll come back with an in-depth review of this topic. Indian students banned or limited as Australian unis crack down on bogus applicants. We're going to take another short break, and then we'll be right back. So stay tuned, and we will chat to you very soon. G'day and welcome back to this International Student Life. We tell stories, and our story is international student education in Melbourne, Australia, produced by Wise Words Media. We are also in Melbourne, Australia, and we cover the 10 Melbourne-based universities offering international student education. And if you're just joining us, you have just missed out on a very interesting topic raised by the Melbourne Age and the Sydney Morning Herald in April 2023. And the topic being a report stating that Indian students banned or limited as Australian unis crack down on bogus applicants. So we've taken our time today. We've been going for just over an hour because we wanted to highlight this topic and bring it to the attention of our audience. It's International Student Life. We have a global audience. We have many viewers in many countries, and particularly we have viewers in the countries that this report is saying that some countries have bogus applicants. So we began this live stream episode just with a brief introduction, and we went through the key points. So if you haven't been with us for the entirety of this episode, don't worry. This episode is available for replay in full. You can listen to it at your leisure, anytime you like, or no matter what your time zone is, wherever you're based in the world, whether you're an international student in Australia or a prospective international student, maybe you're based overseas and you're thinking about studying Australia, or maybe your parents are very, very interested in learning as much as they can about Australia and the quality of education here. That's why we exist. We're here to let us do all the hard work for you. Don't worry about all the apps and the websites and the iPads and the iPhones. No, let us do all the hard work for you. We have a lot of content here that is proving to be very valuable for many viewers around the world. So please like this episode and please subscribe. So let's just take a short break for a couple of minutes because this International Student Life, it would really help if you like this episode, or subscribe would be even better. But also give us your feedback. Join the conversation. What do you think about this topic? Do you think that you are somebody that's looking at applying to a course to study in Australia, that you want to move to Australia, possibly Melbourne? Well, hopefully Melbourne. It's a great place to live and offers a great lifestyle as well as a great education. But how are you going about your process of working out where to study? And are you speaking to an international recruitment agent or an education agent in your country? And bear in mind that these agents, they are there to provide advice and support and help you with your application and put all the paperwork together. And you've got to bear in mind, whether they tell you or not, you should be aware that they are paid a commission by the university that you apply to. That's how it all works. And although you're paying fees directly to an Australian university, you'll find that part of your fees actually become a payment of commission to an agent, and it's all perfectly above board. And that's the model that's been in place for many, many decades. And you might recall, and even if you didn't join us at the start of this episode, the overseas education industry is worth about 40 billion Australian dollars to the Australian economy every single year, and it ranks fourth, and it's only behind iron ore, coal and natural gas as an export. And that is some record, because all of those top three export items, they are all that's all resources that Australians like to dig out of the ground and put on ships and send overseas. So the overseas education industry is the highest ranking export earner in terms of professional services, and education is a highly valued commodity as far as international students are concerned. So what do you think? What do you think about this topic? Join the conversation. Let us know. Put some questions or some feedback in the comments below, or maybe your parents have some feedback or some questions, because we enjoy hearing from our listeners, and it's when we do answer a question, we usually take that question as encouragement, and helps us provide diverse content, which often these questions cover topics that we haven't even thought of. So that's where your help and your feedback is most appreciated. So thanks for listening. We appreciate your attention, and we hope that you've enjoyed this episode. We don't often do very many of these types of long form episodes where we get our teeth right into the meat and potatoes of a particular topic, which we like doing, but we appreciate that they're not for everyone, because most people aged between 16 and 25, they like their content short, sharp, in bite-sized chunks. So that's about it for now. You've been listening to me. I am the bloke who walks. Wise Words Media is the producer of this International Student Life. We are based in Melbourne, Australia. We are an honest broker of information about the international student education sector. We're not paid by any government body. We don't receive any payments by any international recruitment agents or such, and there is no advertising or paid promotions within our episodes. So you can believe me when I tell you that we are an honest broker, and upfront the information is unbiased, and it is all there for you to enjoy at your leisure, at your convenience, or whenever it is that your time zone and your daily schedule allows. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We're going to finish off with the welcome to Melbourne that was held in March 2023 at Melbourne's famous Queen Victoria Market, a tourist destination icon, and also an extremely popular destination for daily grocery shopping for any type of goods for international students who reside in many student apartments and accommodations around the inner city area, and it's very easy to get to by tram or train as well. So enjoy this short trailer, which we'll finish off with. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll chat to you soon. Bye for now. So that's all we have for you now in this episode. We've somehow managed to fit all the information in. The other thing I would like to say, and just remind you, is that this channel is we are based in Melbourne, Australia. Wise Words Media has a lot of experience in international student education, creating marketing, video and audio content for international students. We also have a lot of experience settling people from overseas into life in Melbourne since 1979. We love showing off Melbourne, and we love helping people get familiar with everything this city has to offer. So make sure that you make the fullest of everything life in Melbourne has to offer through your university. Your International Student Support Team has many activities throughout the year, not just orientation week. There's many things to take advantage of, many clubs and societies, and if you're a student whose language, English, is a second language, don't stop yourself and be anxious about joining in. Get involved, practice your English, find conversation clubs, and we'll wrap it up there. You've been listening to This International Student Life. We're based in Melbourne, Australia, and we want to thank you for joining us in this episode, and make sure that you subscribe, hit the notification bell, You don't have to pay anything. It's free to listen, free to watch, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now. This video contains nil paid promotion. All international student information is compiled from sources available in the public domain. For further information, visit your university website, international student offices, or an international education recruitment agent in your country. This International Student Life is produced by Wise Words Media and Calumny Films. We accept no responsibility for any errors or omission of information in this video.